to talk about forever, like it was already real. Like every dream we built together was something we could feel. But somewhere in your quiet silence, something slowly changed, and every promise that you made started fading into gray. I kept fighting for our love while you were walking out. I was ready, you were done. I was fighting, you had already run. I held the pieces of what we were while you were closing every door. I was ready to stay and try again, but you had already reached the end. I was ready, you were done. Every memory feels different, every word now feels like lies. And the hardest thing I'm learning is love can slowly die. I kept hoping you'd come back, say the ending wasn't real, but the truth inside your silence said exactly how you feel. I saw the distance in your eyes before you said goodbye. I was ready, you were done. I was standing while you chose to run. I gave my heart, I gave my trust, but somehow that was not enough. I was ready to fight for what we had, but you were ready to forget the past. I was ready, you were done. Maybe someday you'll remember the love you left behind, but forever doesn't wait for someone who changed their mind. I was ready, you were done. You let the ending come undone. You walked away, you closed the door like everything we had before. I was ready to give you everything, but you were ready to feel nothing. I was ready, you were done. You were done. I gave you every quiet moment, every piece of who I am. Every dream I ever held was written in your hands. I believed in every promise, every word you ever said, but forever started fading the night you turned your head. I stayed through every storm while you were letting go. I was yours until you left, until you walked away, until the love we built together slowly started to decay. I gave you all I had. Every memory is a shadow of a life that let me go. You said we last forever, said we never break apart, but forever didn't matter when you walked out of my heart. I kept holding on to hope while you were already gone. I was yours until you left, until you chose goodbye, until the love I gave you turned into a lie. I gave you all my time, I gave you all my trust, but somehow that was never enough. I was yours until you left. Maybe someday you'll remember everything we used to be, but love like mine don't wait forever for someone who won't see. I was yours until you left, until you closed the door, until the love we fought to build was nothing anymore. I gave you everything, every part of me I kept, but the hardest truth I'm living is I was yours until you left, until you left. Love you didn't fight for, we used to talk about forever, like the world was on our side, like every storm that tried to break us would just pass us by. You said my heart was where you'd stay, said you'd never walk away, but somewhere in the quiet distance you slowly chose to change. I kept fighting for our love while you let it fall apart. I was the love you didn't fight for, the heart you let go of, the one who stood beside you when the nights were getting rough. You turned away, you closed the door on everything we built before. And the hardest truth I'm living now is I want the love you didn't fight for. Now every memory feels broken, every promise feels like lies, and the love I thought was endless slowly faded from your eyes. I kept hoping you'd remember all the dreams we used to share, but the silence growing between us said you never really cared. I saw the ending in your eyes before you said goodbye. I was the love you didn't fight for, the one you walked away from, the one who gave you love like mine don't wait forever for someone who can't see. I was the love you didn't fight for, the heart you left behind, the one who would have stayed forever if you had only tried. You walked away, you chose the end instead of trying once again. The truth you'll someday face is I was the love you didn't fight for. The love you didn't fight for. I still remember how the silence felt heavy in the midnight air. Your eyes were somewhere far away, like you were never really there. You couldn't even look at me when the truth began to show, and every word you couldn't say was louder than I know. I felt the distance in your touch, like you were already gone. That was the night you let me go, the night my whole world fell apart. You said the words so quietly, but they were screaming through my heart. You turned away You broke what you promised. You said forever like you meant it, like those words would never fade, like the love we built together would never be betrayed. But somewhere in your quiet distance, something slowly came undone, and every promise that you gave me started coming apart one by one. I kept believing every word, while you were letting go. You broke what you promised, you broke what was true, you broke every future I built around you. You let it shatter, you let it fall, like everything we had meant nothing at all. I gave you forever, you gave me the end. You broke what you promised. Now every memory feels different, every word sounds like a lie, and the hardest thing I'm learning is love can slowly die. You said we'd fight through every storm, said we'd never break apart, but the only thing you fought for was your way out of my heart. I saw the truth behind your eyes before you said goodbye. You broke what you promised, you broke what we were, you broke every dream we once dreamed together. You let it burn, you let it fade, like every memory we made. I gave you forever, you walked away instead. You broke what you promised. You broke what you promised. Maybe someday you'll remember everything you threw away, but forever doesn't come back once you walk away. You broke what you promised, you broke what was real, you broke every moment that made this love feel real. You let it crumble, you let it die without even asking why. I gave you forever, but you chose the end. You broke what you promised. You broke what you promised. You held my hand like you would never leave, like I was where your heart belonged. You painted futures in the quiet dark, like nothing could go wrong. But something changed inside your silence, something I could never see. You started drifting like a shadow from the love you promised me. I kept believing every word you said while you were already gone. You chose goodbye when I chose to stay. talked forever, said we'd never break apart, but forever faded in a moment when you walked out of my heart. Now every memory feels different, every promise feels like lies, and the hardest thing to live with is the truth behind your eyes. I saw it coming in the way you spoke, like loving me was wrong. You chose goodbye when I chose to stay. You walked away while I was begging you not to change. You let it break, you let me fall, and now you're acting like we were nothing at all. I gave you love, you gave me pain, and the truth tonight is simple. You chose goodbye. Maybe someday you'll remember all the love I gave to you. But love like mine don't wait forever, and forever is now through. You chose goodbye, you made that choice. You turned your back on every promise and every voice. You let me break, you let it die, but don't come back and say you didn't mean you didn't mean goodbye. You used to say my name like it was home, like I was all you'd ever need. You painted dreams across the ceiling of everything we'd be. But promises can fade like shadows when the lights will start to change. And I was standing in your silence while you slowly walked away. I kept holding on while you were letting go. I saw it in your eyes before you told me so. You didn't lose me, you let me go. You dropped my heart like it meant nothing at all. You watched me fall and said it's fate, but love like mine was never yours to waste. So don't say you meet me, don't say you tried. You had forever, but you chose goodbye. Didn't lose me, you let me go. I remember every midnight, every word you used to say. Now they echo like a warning of the love you threw away. You said we'd fight through every storm, said we'd never break apart, but the only thing you fought for was your way out of my heart. And maybe someday you'll finally see what walking away really cost you and me. You didn't lose me, you let me go. You turned your back while lose me. You let me go. You burned the bridge and blamed it on the fire. I gave you love, I gave you truth, but you gave up on everything we were. So don't say you need me, don't say you care. You had forever and left it there. Didn't lose me. You let me go. We used to talk about forever, like it was already ours, like every road would lead us closer, no matter where we are. But somewhere in the quiet moments, something slowly changed, and I could feel the distance growing every time you said my name. I kept fighting for your heart while you were giving up. You gave up on us, you walked away, you left our love somewhere in yesterday. You closed the door, you shut me out, like everything we built together didn't matter now. I was still holding on while you had already gone. You gave up on us. I remember every promise, every dream we used to share. Now they're just broken pieces floating in the air. I kept hoping you'd come back, say you made a big mistake. But the truth I'm slowly learning is you never tried to stay. I saw the ending in your eyes before you said goodbye. You gave up on us, you let it die. You turned your back on everything we tried. You let it break, you let me fall, like loving me meant nothing at all. I was still holding on while you were moving on. You gave up on us. Maybe someday you'll remember all the love you left behind. But forever doesn't wait for someone who changed their mind. You gave up on us, you made that choice. You silenced every promise and every hopeful voice. You let it burn, you let it fade, like every memory we made. I was still holding on while you were already gone. You gave up on us. We used to talk about the future like it was already ours, like every road would lead us closer, no matter where we are. You said my heart was where you belong, said you'd never drift away. But forever started breaking the moment you changed. I kept holding on to every word you someone who changed their mind. You had forever, but you walked away. You burned the bridge and left our love in flames. You had my heart, you had my name, but now I'm learning how to live without the pain. You had forever more than you could see, but you walked away from someone who believed. You had forever, but you You held my heart like it was precious, like you never let it break, like the love we built together was a promise we would keep. You said forever in the dark, said we'd never be alone, but somewhere in the quiet distance you forgot the love we owned. I kept believing every word while you were letting go. You had my heart, then you let it go. You had my love more than you'll ever know. You turned away, you closed the door, like everything we were before. And the hardest truth I'm living through is I gave my heart to someone who let it go. Now every memory feels colder, every promise feels like lies, and the love I thought was endless slowly faded from your eyes. I kept hoping you'd remember all the nights we held on tight, but the silence growing between us said goodbye before that night. I saw the ending in your eyes before you said the words. You had my heart, then you let it go. You had forever standing at your door. You let it break, you let it fall, like loving me meant nothing at all. And the truth I can't escape is I gave my heart to someone who let it go. Maybe someday you'll remember everything we used to be. But love like mine don't wait forever for someone who can't see. You had my heart, then you let it go. You had my love, but you chose to be alone. You walked away, you chose goodbye without even asking why. And the truth you'll someday face is you had my heart, then you let it go. I gave you every quiet moment, every dream I had inside, every piece of love I carried. I placed it by your side. You said you never walk away. Said my heart was where you'd stay, but forever slowly shattered in the moment you changed. I kept holding on while you let go. You let go of someone who loved you, someone who would never leave, someone who believed forever was everything we'd be. You turned away, you closed the door, like my love meant nothing anymore. And the hardest truth I'm living through is you let go of someone who loved you. Now every memory feels colder, every promise feels like lies, and the love I thought was endless slowly faded from your eyes. I kept hoping you'd remember all the nights we held on tight, but the silence grown between us said goodbye before the night. I saw the ending in your eyes before you spoke the truth. You let go of someone who loved you, someone who gave their all, someone who was standing there to catch you when you'd fall. You walked away, you let it die, like loving me was just a lie. And the hardest truth I'm learning now is you let go of someone who loved you. Maybe someday you'll remember everything we used to be, but love like mine don't wait forever for someone who can't see. You let go of someone who loved you, someone who stayed through every storm, someone who would fight forever just to keep your heart warm. You closed the door, you said goodbye, and left my love behind. But the truth you'll someday face is this: is you let go of someone who loved you. You let go of the one who stayed. I was there through every silence, every storm you couldn't face. When the world was falling on you, I was the one who stayed. I held the pieces of your heartbreak. When you thought you lost it all, but somewhere in between the healing, you built another wall. I kept holding on to hope while you were letting go. You let go of the one who stayed, the one who never walked away, the one who loved you through the dark when the light began to fade. You closed the door, you chose goodbye without even asking why. And the truth you'll someday face is you let go of the one who stayed. Now every memory feels distant, like a dream, it's fading fast. And every promise that you made me is just another part of the past. I kept waiting for a reason, for the moment you'd return, but the silence growing louder said the lesson I must learn. I saw the ending in your eyes before you said the words. You let go. I'm the one who stayed, the one who gave you everything, the one who believed forever was more than just a dream. You turned away, you let it die, like loving me was just a lie. And the truth you can't escape is you let go of the one who stayed. Maybe someday you'll remember every moment that was real, but love like mine don't wait forever for someone who can't feel. You let go of the one who stayed, the one who fought for you, the one who gave their whole heart and believed your love was true. You walked away, you chose the end instead of trying once again. And the truth you'll someday face is you let go of the one who stayed. You said forever like you meant it, like the stars would never fade, like the love we built together was a promise we had made. We painted dreams across the future, every plan felt so real. But somewhere in your quiet silence, you forgot the way I feel. I kept holding on to hope while you were letting go. You said forever left, you said we never fall apart. You built a home inside my chest and walked away with my heart. You closed the door, you walked away like everything we were was just a word you used to say. You said forever, then left. Now every memory feels colder, every promise sounds like lies, and the love I thought was endless slowly faded from your eyes. I kept waiting for the moment you would turn around again, but the silence growing louder said the story reached the end. I saw the ending in your eyes before you said goodbye. You said forever, then left. You said we'd make it through the pain, but when the world got complicated, you just walked away again. You let it break, you let it die, like loving me was just a lie. You said forever, then left. Maybe someday you'll remember every promise that you made, but forever doesn't mean nothing if you walk away. You said forever, then left. You let our whole world fall apart. You turned your back on everything everything and took the pieces of my heart. You walked away, you chose goodbye without even asking why. You said forever, then I gave you every quiet moment, every dream I had inside, every piece of love I carried, I kept right by your side. You said my heart was where you'd stay, said you'd never drift away. But somewhere in the silence, you slowly chose to change. I kept holding on while you let go. You walked away from my love like it meant nothing at all, like every promise we made was already meant to fall. You turned your back, you closed the door on everything we were before. And the truth I can't escape is you walked away from my love. Now every memory feels distant, every word sounds like a lie, and the love I thought was endless slowly faded from your eyes. I kept hoping you remember all the nights we held on tight, but the silence in between us said goodbye before that night. I saw the ending in your eyes before you said the words. You walked away from my love, you let it break apart. You left forever standing with a shattered heart. You chose goodbye, you chose the end instead of trying once again. And the truth I'm living now is you walked away from my love. Maybe someday you'll remember everything we used to be. But love like mine don't wait forever for someone who can't see. You walked away from my love, you let it fall to dust. You walked away from everything that once meant everything to us. You closed the door, you said goodbye without even asking why. And the truth you'll someday face is you walked away from my You said you'd never be the reason then my whole world came undone. Said you'd hold me through the darkness till the morning finally comes. But somewhere in between the silence and the words you never said, I started breaking right beside you while you turned your head. I kept reaching for your hand, but you never reached for mine. You watched me fall it all, you saw it all, my heart breaking on the floor. You heard me cry, you heard the truth, but you don't listen anymore. You let me drown inside your doubt, like my love meant nothing new. And the hardest truth of all is you were there. You watched me fall. Every promise turned to silence, every memory feels wrong, and the love I thought was endless didn't last that long. I kept hoping you'd save me, like the hero in my dreams, but the truth I'm finally facing is you were never on my team. You stood there like a stranger while my whole world burned. You watched me fall, you saw the pain, but you just walked away again. You let me break, you let me cry, like loving me was just a lie. You closed your eyes, you shut me out while I was screaming your name out loud. And the hardest truth of all is you were there. You watched me fall, yeah. Maybe someday you'll remember the moment everything went wrong, but you can't rewrite the story after all the damage done. You watched me fall.